Hello and welcome back to another episode.
Hello and welcome back to another episode.
Of Explorers of Elsewhere, Year 1. Hi, I'm Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, Meg's down. Meg's in trouble.
We've killed her again.
Finally.
Gosh, I'm sorry.
My poison is working.
Hello.
Yes. Hello. Hi. That's how excited we are to be back for another episode. You all good? Apart from Meg,
Yeah.
who needs the Heimlich.
Hell yeah.
A bit of tea went down the wrong way.
Yeah. Good. Yes, we're all. We have returned. We are currently spelunking, are we not, through a large crystalline edifice, and we're getting towards the end. The end is in sight. You don't know what the end looks like, but you know it's coming.
Yay!
So,
Oh.
with that in mind, who would
Ooh.
like to immediately spring into action?
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
Good.
Right after this title screen, then. The world has been broken and remade. Our civilizations are shattered, our people divided. Yet there are those who would rise up to bring a light to the all-encompassing darkness.
Hi, my name's Carl. I'm playing Sir Carmichael Comstock, a Lorivar Cavalier fighter.
Hi, I'm Meg. I'm playing Dryadia, a keeper druid.
Hi, my name is Anton, and I play Frinka, a Wolfkin scout rogue.
Hi, I'm Lane. I'm playing Milia Ray Celeste, an Asavar Divine Soul Sorcerer.
My name's Tim, and I'm playing Galena, the Terran Sprite Alchemist Artificer.
And my name is Dan. I will be the Dungeon Master on this adventure. Whilst our world has been changed, we band together, hope bright in our hearts. We push forward to reclaim what was once ours, and we shall be known as the Explorers of Elsewhere. Clerics throughout Elsewhere have remarked upon a strange phenomena in which mortal races are drawn to the works of gods, summoned to them like beacons. It is suggested that, in the earliest days, this is how the first cities were created. While some welcome this supposed divine clarion call to community, some balk at the idea that their fates would be so intrinsically directed by the gods. And until now, the gods have never quite specified whether or not this is intentional. At the end of their journey, we find our explorers, deep within an impossibly large crystalline structure known to be the lair of the dragon sense, Atrach Sindrif. Surrounded by walls of a space that make no sense, they fight for their lives against hulking golems made of mana crystal, in a library that defies common logic. Dume, the shaman of Ekabosdir, once referred to mana crystals as dragon's blood. So perhaps this calamitous struggle was preordained by the gods, after all. And so, we find our explorers deep within a bizarre library vault, struggling against two imposing crystalline creatures. We will pick up exactly where we left off. So, Galena, at the top of round 3, what do you do?
I will do something really good to stop the enemies. Everyone's gonna love it. It's gonna be great.
Yes.
Okay, alright. I'm gonna cast, using magic, Bane on these two enemy bastards.
Okay.
Nice.
They both need to make charisma saves.
Okay. So the
DC
one,
15.
if you chuck it into chat and I'll
Yeah.
click it out.
Just go
So-
first level.
The one standing immediately in front of you, which has just emerged from a swirling blue vortex, which teleported it down from the ceiling, rolls a 1 and fails. The one which is currently dueling with Comstock as he imposes himself between it and Dryadia and Milia rolls a 10. They both fail.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Team. Yeah, I just
Okay.
using my crystalline hand, attune it with the crystals in their own bodies, and with a
Okay.
little twist,
So as you twist
make
and
them
sort of
wrong.
like twist and confuse the bonds between the mammal lines running through the crystal, you see the two constructs just kind of start moving slightly awkwardly and jankily, and like you can see their limbs going to move in a certain direction, but then for a moment kind of turning the wrong way, just as everything just seems a bit scrambled. Anything else, Galena?
Yeah, I'm gonna run away,
Okay.
I reckon.
Mhm.
Let's go 1. Let's go behind the bookcase,
Okay.
taking an attack of opportunity.
As you go, the golem takes a swing at you with a minus 1d4.
Come on, the useful Bane.
Hey.
And rolls a natural 1. So
Amazing.
as it turns to look at you, this kind of large, kind of golden helmet turns as you move away, and it goes to like raise its arm up, and as it goes, like its body moves to swing, like the arm seemingly is frozen in place, and the creature like jars against its own limb.
Sweet. Okay, that's me done.
Okay, Comstock.
Right. I have its attentions. I think I marked it last time, didn't I? Right.
Correct.
An unwavering mark.
And you can see that Galena, like lines of like mana, like ether, have erupted out of Galena, and the golem in front of you is now moving a bit more erratically.
Excellent. Let's keep things simple. I think Comstock's getting between it and the others, and I think he's just going to dance around it, hacking and slashing.
Okay.
For first attack, I am blessed, aren't I?
You are.
So, a 1d4. Oh, that is completely wrong, Carl. Just try that again.
Don't do it,
14?
So a 14. As you go to swing the sword, like glances off the crystalline hide of the creature.
That is quite
Close.
right. And with my
Not
second
bad.
attack, because I am a fighter.
If you have anything that inflicts a save, I think the Bane gives it a minus to that as well.
Absolutely,
Oh, in that case, could I do a shove attack?
You can shove as part of your second attack. Yeah.
And that is an athletics, isn't it?
Yeah.
In that case,
So, well, your shield fighter, your shield master,
Uh-huh.
you can bonus action shove,
oh yes, that is correct.
Ooh.
but you do that.
Oh, really? Nice.
You do that after your. Well, I suppose you wouldn't. No, yeah, you could shove.
Okay, cool. So, so I can do that as a bonus, can't I?
Yeah.
In that case, I will just do another normal attack then.
Mm-hmm.
If you take the attack action, you bonus the shove a creature. So
So the shove would be contested athletics.
that's fine. But first things first, we just do a normal attack for 18 versus
Nice.
armor class.
Yeah, so that's your second swing.
That's my second swing for
Yep, that is a hit. Even before the bless.
5 damage. Well, that was including the bless.
Oh, perfect. In which case, the runes along the fencer's blade given to you by Davin cut through the crystal, the thigh of the creature successfully this time.
Excellent. And then as on the backswing, slash, and then he shunts it with the shield.
Okay.
This is also including. I'm already including just bless on all the attacks because it includes, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, so if you're shoving, give me a athletics check.
Cool. Aha. Oh, No, never mind.
-1, 2, 4. Okay, yeah, so you give it a shove, but the golem staggers back a bit and kind of bumps into the end of the bookcase immediately behind it, and that kind of keeps it up as you're unable to get its sweep its legs out from under it.
That's fine. I think Comstock uses it more as like a eyes on me shove, like more of a warning than an actual attack. But that is all my actions.
Okay, Dryadia. As Comstock carries on wailing on this golem, what do you do?
I am going to cast Wild Shape on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to, if I may, transform into the avatar of Coroloro.
Oh.
What's that you say?
What are those words?
Meg, describe to me what happens.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So,
Fancy.
I sort of, you see Dryadia sort of close her eyes for a second, and it's as she sort of, I guess, channeling that connection that she has to the wild spirit of Coroloro, and then those sort of pearlescent markings on her skin just grow brighter for just a second, as suddenly sort of greenish mossy fur sprouts all over her body, and her shape morphs into this of sort of like a giant foxy
Somewhere between
creature.
like a lupine, ursine, four-legged woodland creature.
like a
Yeah.
foxy bear. And can I make an attack on the same go as my wild shape?
Absolutely can.
Cool. I'm gonna do a multi-attack of claws and bite then, please.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty please. Okay, so first I'm gonna go with the claws.
Okay, so this golem turns to regard you as you swell in size. That's a 26 to hit. That's
So
hit.
26.
20 yes.
Yeah. 20 yes, yeah. And then the damage 16.
Okay, and the bite.
And then the bite. It's a 10.
You have bless, but I can tell you now that's not going to be quite enough. Okay. So, Comstock and Milia, you see Addy just kind of morph and distend into this large, hulking creature that you feel like has the ever so passing resemblance to a certain bear that is no longer with you. And as what was Dryadia lets out this warbling roar, it's like sonorous, shuddering roar, with a swipe of claws, you watch as the claw tips strike the creature, the golem, across the chest and effortlessly rake through it as if the crystal were mere flesh and bone.
Right.
And the golem rocks heavily as it's kind of rent open by this large kind of green mossy furred creature, which as it lands back down and sort of takes a bite, the jaws clamp round on one of the golem's forearm, and the golem begins kind of wrestling with it, but the ground shakes as the paws hit the ground again, and as you peer up at this sort of 9 foot tall beast hulking over you, Dryadia was big, and clearly this is even bigger. Anything else, Dryadia?
Nope. I'm ready for my next round.
Okay. So the crystalline golem that was fighting Galena turns and sees Addy. You've Dryadia, as you've just transformed. It seems to recognize you as the greater threat, so it approaches you and brings its blade down on you. 11 to hit, but even less actually, so that'd be, it wouldn't be an 11, it would be a 10 to hit.
Armor class 13, so it does not hit.
Okay. In which case, as this, Milia, as the second golem comes up and you see it kind of swing its blade down, this large beast, like to the side of you, kind of like skirts out the way, and the blade misses by a surprisingly large margin, given Dryadia's new size. But the golem seems fully focused on the avatar. Frinka, as you peer, like you are currently 30 feet above everyone else, and as you look up, you've just seen Dryadia morph into this huge beast, and there's lots of roaring and like crashing and banging as you peer up at them, who look like they're upside down on the ceiling above you.
Oh, right. I forgot. I thought they were underneath me, but no, they're.
So effectively, they're above you, but they are underneath you.
Oh dear. All right.
There is no up. There is no down.
Yeah. So Frinka will go. Okay, that's new. Steady aim at the mana, but a crystal creature. So I have advantage, but moving 17 to hit.
That is a hit. Which one are you shooting at? Sorry.
This one here. Right, gonna be next to Addy.
The one next to.
Oh, they're both
Addy.
next to Addy. The one closer to the center column.
Okay. Go. Yep.
Damage, and I get 3d6, right? That sounds about right. For
yes. First sneak attack.
Normal. Hey. 1d6
Okay.
plus 4 plus 3d6. That's right, 20 points of damage.
Okay. So your arrow flies down and kind of cracks off a large chunk of the golem's crystal hide. Anything else?
That's my turn.
Okay. Milia.
Oh, there's a lot of new things happening that I now have to take in. Oh no. I'm gonna disengage.
Mm-hmm.
Step back, like behind the shelves,
Yeah.
and I get back. There we go. And cast Shield of Faith on Comstock, dropping the bless.
Shield
you.
of Faith. Okay. So I'll take the bless off, and I'll put on the holy shield.
Yeah. So as I do that, the light from the three people bless sort of comes together. I pull it out, condense it, and then just cover Comstock in what looks like a sort of, when oil's on water,
Mm-hmm.
sort of like that sort of shimmering effect all over himself.
Like
Very, very
pearlescent.
nice.
Like,
Yes.
Very, very nice. Okay. So Comstock, your armor class raises to 20.
Nice.
Whoa.
Anything else, Milia?
That's it.
Okay, so the golem Comstock that's currently got this Dryadia, this god beast shape hanging off its arm, sort of like distracted, turns to look at it, and because currently Dryadia has its like sword arm clamped, so it brings back its left fist and tries to haymaker, like a big large swing at the avatar's face, and rolls a 12, which is a miss. So you watch as this fist kind of connects, but the avatar shifts slightly, and the blow glances off the side of its face, as the avatar carries on thrashing it around like a guard dog.
Okay.
Galena.
Okie doke. Let's see what I can do. I guess I will just pop out around the corner. Up. And up. Which of the golems looks more damaged at the moment?
The one that has Dryadia hanging off it is currently the looks more fractured.
Is that the one next to Comstock?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, cool. Sweet. I'm just gonna ping my little crossbow at it, I think.
Okay.
Just for a laugh.
19 to hit is a hit.
Hooray! 10 damage.
10 damage. And the crossbow also plinks off it, but there's another where it impacts. It leaves a circular crack like that of a cracked window.
then I'll keep going around.
Scurry behind another. Okay.
Ugh,
Anything else, Galena?
nah, all good.
Okay. Comstock.
Uh,
The
First
one
thing-
in front of you looks very on edge.
First things first, Comstock looks at the glowing around him. He's like, yes, this will do. Unfortunately, as it didn't damage, and thankfully didn't damage Dryad, or I don't get my unwavering mark.
Okay.
But that is fine. I think at that point, seeing
Get
how
hit.
sort of, if it hits someone, I get a third attack. So
Yeah, I didn't get hit more.
yeah, right. I think he goes on the full attack at this point, seeing how sort of like busting it up it is. Aiming for the legs, trying to bring it down to its feet, and then going for a headshot if it can. So first things first, attack number 1! 12.
Is a miss, unfortunately.
Oh dear. Attack number 2! 21!
Is a hit. So whilst the golem's being kind of thrashed around, you kind of jab with the first one, but just hit air. And as you pull back and reassess, you take a wild swing and
8 damage!
okay. So Dryadia sort of like sees you attacking, clamps down on the arm and pulls back, which rocks the golem forward. And as you swing the sword in overhead, you catch it just behind the helmet, and with the head parts from the crystalline torso, and it hits the ground,
Hey.
crumples into
Hey.
chunks.
Nice.
He looks up to new Dryadia, and gives her a knowing sort of tap on his helmet, like, fantastic working with you again.
I guess she gives a grunt and a nod.
Dryadia, do you say anything in return?
Can I speak in this shape?
It would appear you can.
Hey.
Whoa.
Okay, so Dryad is not used to being able to talk in her wild shape, but she sort of feels this sort of sense that she can form words.
Dryadia,
So she gives
man.
she gives it a go, and sort of you can see her tongue sort of trying to work its way around before she sort of grunts at her. You too.
I
And
have
it's
And
an
a-
like a little bit of a look of surprise on her face, like, oh,
it's
didn't know
a
I could do that.
A sonic boom Comstock as this huge beast.
just
Just
his beard waffles a little bit.
yes.
Dryadia, I have an idea. Trust me.
Okay.
Anything else, Comstock?
Yes, I have movement. I imagine Adradia turns to face the other crystalline archivist. If
Absolutely.
it's okay, Comstock starts climbing up onto the back of the Dryadia, ready to leap off her back on his next turn.
Okay.
Nice.
Dryadia, Avatar of Goroloro. What do you do?
Okay, so the second golem is currently on the roof, yeah?
No, it is immediately behind you.
Oh, it's immediately behind. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, I'm going to turn to obviously face it. And then again, I'm going to use my multi-attack. So
Okay.
let's go with the bite first this time. That's a 22.
That is a hit.
Oh, lovely. And then damage is a 13.
13.
And then-
So this time is you so this one's swung at you, and as you leap forward you and like its right arm severs at the elbow.
Delightful.
And
And then-
holding the blade which is embedded in the ground.
And then the attack on the claws is 27,
That's a hit.
Nice.
but only an 8 damage for
8
that one.
damage. And as it rocks back, you swing at it, you swipe a bit, and again 3 long slashes across its torso as it staggers back, missing one of its arms. Anything else?
I guess I'm gonna sort of like just sort of, shuffle round to make sure that Comstock's got as easy access as possible to
Sure.
this guy.
Okay, yeah. So if you plonk yourself as and where, there's Comstock's on your back.
Okay, where would be best? I don't know, if we go there and then that sort of opens it up.
Okay, and Comstock is riding passenger. Cool. The crystalline archivist rocks a few steps and then looks to you, and you see it sort of like turn to go swing its sword arm before it realizes it's not there. So instead, it pivots and swings with its left fist as well. 24 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay. In which case, as you rear up, it sort of punches into you for 8 damage.
Dan,
Yes.
can I be very cheeky and say I'm on the back of Dryadia like Comstock rocks forward and use interception?
You may indeed.
Interception, baby!
Ooh.
Negating 6 damage. As it comes in, Comstock leans over and smacks the arm away with his shield.
Okay, so you only take 2 damage.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Pretty good.
Thank you very much, Comstock.
You're welcome.
And it kind of staggers back and looks to you for a moment as it's rocked by the blow is mostly deflected by Comstock's shield. Frinka, Comstock appears to be riding on the back of this large creature.
So I think Frinka is still prone, right? So it's prone looking at the ceiling or prone looking at the... Yeah, one of the golems like invaded my space and pushed me back. That's why I'm upside down. All right, I'm shooting.
Okay.
Steady aim. Same as. Go.
Okay.
Short bow. Attack. Advantage. 17 to hit. Hits. Damage.
That is a hit.
Plus 3d6. Oh well. That sucked.
Ooh.
Okay.
1, 1, 1, 2. Okay.
Hey. Okay. And another arrow like flies down and like lodges in one of the claw gashes across its chest. And as the bow, like the arrow sinks in, again you can see these radial cracks emitting from its sternum. And
goes,
like there's light beginning to leak out.
Okay, she goes, I'm helping!
Milia.
My turn.
Gonna come duck out and throw a flare.
Okay.
I have to stay safe. 17 to hit.
That is a hit.
Yay! 10 fire damage.
Okay. Explain to me what happens, Milia.
Oh,
Hey.
okay.
Nice.
I think sort of as Dryad is keeping it like distracted, I'm just looking at it and trying to find out like where its weak point is.
Mhm.
And then like I see
So
there's
you can see the light emitting from around the arrow that Frink has just lodged into its sternum.
Yeah, then I will just and just fling a flare directly at the arrow, catch it on fire, and then sort of like use the light to push the arrow deeper in.
Okay. In which case, as this arrow kind of ignites and the force of your blast pushes it in like a splinter from hell, you hear it strike something critical with inside it. Dryadia, well, all of you that can see it, which is pretty much all of you, Gillian, as you're kind of leaning around, you watch as the kind of blue and pink hues of its crystal begin to turn like shift and change color to match Milia's flare as this kind of divine mana starts flooding through it, and as it looks to you, sort of like its helmet begins, like the metallic parts of it begin to vibrate, and it pulls a fist back to swing again, and it just deactivates mid-swing and falls apart like chunks of rubble. And as that happens, as the chunks of it fall to the ground, and the sound of their impacts echo up and down this library, the room goes quiet, apart from your laboured breathings.
So this
That was
is
a good
new.
shot.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wasn't your usual spiders and creepy crawlies and things like that? This is something.
Well,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I think I was going for wolf originally, but I don't know. My head got all mixed up, and I was thinking of Coroloro, and I was thinking of horse, and then this happened.
But it's
But I feel good. I feel strong.
It's a fitting tribute to a fallen friend.
You're
Yes.
some sort of a wild spirit now, are you?
I don't really know. I'm still getting used to talking in this form. It's quite difficult when you don't have proper lips, you know.
As you're Dryade, as you're kind of explaining this, Frinko, are you coming down or are you staying up on the ceiling?
Winker will come down.
Okay. Frinka, as
Yes.
you do come down and you get a chance to explore the rubble, like the remains of the two crystalline golems, the crystal that they were made of has dimmed and dulled, so the walls around you have this slow kind of pulsing glow to them. The crystal of the golem no longer has it, except for one chunk that rests in amongst its remains, and you notice that the other one has one too.
Elena, you seen this?
Yeah,
Points.
I'll potter over and have a little look.
Okay. So yeah, as you investigate them, sure enough, you're able to find like lumps of crystal that are as probably as big as your head, that kind of glow with this with a similar kind of beating pulse as the walls. You notice your hand kind of tingles, and your hand and the what you could only describe as the heart of the golem begin to kind of glow in tandem with one another. And you realize that these two hearts contain a lot of latent like energy and power. But yeah, so they're powerful power sources, batteries, if you will.
All right. Let's see. I don't think we've seen anything buckety recently. Maybe we can do something with them ourselves. We'll see.
Okay. What's everyone else doing as Galena kind of rifles through, and you can see her sort of like studying this large kind of blue and pink rock as she kind of looks at it, pokes it, sniffs it.
Got like a little jeweler's loop.
Yeah.
So in this form, I've retained all of my stats, haven't I? It's exciting.
Your mental stats, yes. So,
Yeah.
like your strength is shot up to 20.
Can I just do a general like a look around the room to sort of see if I can determine? I mean, there are no doors, are they? Are there?
No. So where you're currently stood, there's the I'll use compass points for ease, but you've got the blue portal to the north, which appears to connect to the blue portal on the ceiling. There's the pink portal to the east. You know that leads to almost what seemingly an identical, a very similar looking room to this one, but everything's color shifted. And to the south is a swirling yellow portal.
There's no portals in the pink room, is there?
In the pink room, there were also blue portals, presumably to lead you to the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the yellow that you arrive through appears to only be in this blue library with, on the floor.
As a question, Dan, in the pink and blue floors that we're on,
Mhm.
there are crystals surrounding the center pillar.
Yes.
Is there anywhere to place, say, crystals in the top pillars in a similar sort of
So
setup?
So the bookshelves that surround you stretch the full 30 feet from floor to ceiling, effectively creating walls. The crystals on the pillar in the center of this blue crystal is now in bits as one of the golems collapsed back through it. So as such, what were kind of crystalline candelabras are now smashed and broken and no longer emitting light. But looking around, you can see that there are a number, in lieu of flame lit torches, there just seem to be kind of sconces with crystals which glow and give the room an eerie cold blue.
So the pillar is a single pillar from floor to ceiling.
So the only one that didn't reach from floor to ceiling was the one in the center of the room, but that is now crushed to rubble. Immediately above you, 30 feet up, you can see the pillar rises. It's approximately 10 foot tall, because originally there was a 10-foot tall pillar, then some space there was a giant floating orb which turned into the archivists, and then the next 10-foot pillar reaching up to the ceiling.
There must be something important in these rooms to have such security, surely. Can I have a look around to see if there's any levers, any chests, any anything that looks significant? I know it's a shot in the dark, but
Roll me an investigation check.
Investigation.
15.
15?
Okay. As you kind of glance around and sort of like you rear up on your hind legs to look on shelves that others can't easily see, they're mainly kind of arcane academia books. They sound like the kind of books that Galena frequently reads. You notice that there are, and they seem to be off the back of a 15. Give me a quick Arcana check.
Arcana. 19.
So you have heard enough from Galena that you recognize that all of these books seem to revolve around the various schools of magic, so there's evocation, transmutation, and in such they are also treatises of what you recognize to be the Forsaken Dragons. So there's books on evocation that also give a lot of praise and note to Akan, like the Broodfather. There's tales of Kervotha and their teachings of transmutation magic and so on and so forth. But what you specifically recognize is that the books that seem to be most prevalent are those that refer to illusion, so Wenda High and illusion magic. There's some talk. There are a number of books on Zerathane and Zerathane's teachings of necromancy, and a lot of books on Akan and evocation.
I relay most of that back to the group and say that there's a lot of bird dragon stuff on these bookshelves, an awful lot around illusion, which I guess makes sense considering how bloody mental this place is.
And in answer to your original investigation, you find everything that you see seems to be laid out in such a way to be easily findable. Looking around, it dawns on you that this library is fundamentally very serviceable. It's clear that Atrach actively spends time here. This is a genuine library, a font of knowledge. To the point, and the knowledge he's gathered is vast enough that he's had to create an alternate, like a second reality to contain more knowledge in.
On that knowledge, I'm going to take a spiteful moment and essentially... First, I'm going to turn to Galena. Galena, do you want any of these books?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Well, you've got 5 seconds to choose one.
Galena, put as much in my
5.
bag as you can.
4,
Dryadia,
3.
no. Come on now.
2. Raise a
Okay,
claw.
everyone. I need everything you can find on transmogrification, transmutation, metamorphosis, saturation, crystallography, illusions, matrices. Let's go, let's go.
Wait, I don't know any of those words.
Okay. I go back up on my hind legs to the shells that I know Galena or no one else can reach, and I just start clawing shit. If this is Atrach's prized possession, then I'm gonna fuck some shit up.
Poop on it as well.
Yeah.
Dryad,
Could I
we-
take a steaming bear shit in the on like just in the
Unfortunately,
middle?
as a divine creature, you don't have
You
an
don't poop.
asshole.
You don't
Um,
poop.
Can I not do giant
That's-
godly shits?
Does
You
a
know?
bear
That's-
shit in the Vatican?
Does the bear shit in the library?
What's
Dryadia,
everyone-
I
what's
know
everyone
that
else doing?
I know that they say that it can be dangerous to try and take in things from bad dragons, but I think if we really believe in ourselves and really push it, we can manage. We can absorb this.
At this point, she's in a rage. He took my friend. He took my life. And sort of I'm punctuating that, just destroying anything I can get my hands on or my claws.
Okay, can I investigate and see if I can find any books that will be useful for either our current situation or reversing the crystallization process, etc., before they are completely obliterated by a raging bear beast?
You like realizing that Dryadia is kind of going ham in this one. You take you glance across at the pink portal just behind you.
Yes.
Have you been in the pink area yet?
I think I was maybe there briefly.
Okay.
I know of it. There's like an identical version of the room, right? Maybe that's
Yes.
all right.
So
All
as
right.
you jump through the portal, you appear in this kind of alternate library, and knowing that you've got a bit more time to peruse before Dryadia comes rampaging through. Yes, well, you're able to find books on the studies of crystallization.
Are the books in here
They are
the
different.
the exact same, or are they different?
They are different to the ones that you've seen in the blue
Okay.
one. So this is literally a second room created to mirror the first. But yeah, you're able to quickly find books on crystallization. Worryingly, the ability to manipulate mana crystals and crystallization, to use them as foci or to channel their mana in different ways. There's no out and out how do you stop crystallization, because everything here seems to be in the pursuit of furthering crystallization.
So it might give me the info I need.
Yeah. You also find just kind of on a nearby kind of table, a book on an advanced book on what is effectively portals.
Ooh.
And it's a very you glance at it and you notice that it's a sort of book that the theories inside are a bit loco, because it's the idea of connecting portals within a quantum unspecified place, and you see that, and the immediate thought is oh well, it's impossible, portals have to be on a fixed location, and then you stop and you look around, and perhaps the theory of it doesn't seem so bananas anymore. But as you quickly flick through it, you realize that to connect these portals you need a number of parts, a number of prerequisite parts of the portal. So what will serve as an entrance, what will serve as an exit, a power source, something that will channel and connect the entrance and exit, which in a quantum space needs to be like a thought or a memory that intrinsically kind of binds the two, and some sort of activation key. So power source, link, activation key, and like a stabilizer.
I think xanthan gum is quite good as a stabilizer.
Maybe we'll find some of that in here.
As you read that, what did you do? What did you take the hearts with you?
Oh, for sure. Sound like good power sources to me.
Your mind moves to them as you like make sure they're still in your bag. As you realise that actually, if you were looking to build a portal to somewhere else in this tower, you already have one of the 4 prerequisite parts.
Amazing. Last question while I'm looking for books and stuff. Are there any in here where the spine looks particularly damaged, as though it's been read a lot, or any that are kind of left out to be read on benches or anything like that?
They're all well read and studied. The only thing that actively strikes you as being out of place is near what appears to be a bit of an easy sitting kind of recliner style chair, like a comfortable looking chair, is a book that you've not seen in a long time. And it's a child's book. Like a childhood book, like a book for children, called The Little Green Croak.
Oh, good.
That's amazing.
Aww.
Maybe
Makes
it's
you hate him
Victor's.
slightly less. Only slightly.
Well, I'm having it.
The degree to which it stands out is undeniable.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
And
I'll have a
at
look at it
everything
and
else,
see whether it looks like it's been tampered with or whether it's just a cute book.
you look at it, and your impression is like in this sea of academia, this book seems to be a sole point of sentiment. Of sentimentality.
Don't humanize him. We're supposed to hate him.
It might belong to that mad old bastard who shot you down. He loves Croaks. And we can hate him as well. Alright, I'm nicking that book, shoveling a few others that look pertinent into my bag, because I know that they're shortly to meet their fox-bear demise.
Imagine Comstop steps through. Watch out, she's getting ready to come through.
Oh gosh! Oh gosh!
Like the Tasmanian devil. Okay.
Millia's trying to stop her, but you know.
No.
So,
No, bear, no. No.
as Galena and Comstock kind of re-emerge, is there anything else anyone wants to do, or are you happy to leave this place?
I have just been sitting on these stairs the whole time, just
watching the world get trashed around.
yeah, basically.
Yeah, surprisingly adept at climbing, Dryadia is in this new form.
But also at some point gravity just flips.
Yes, yeah, you see Dryadia climb up one of the walls.
Yeah.
I like
well,
the idea that Galena comes back into that room and Dryad is just like heaving in the heaving with breath in the middle of the room while that light fixtures are hanging down, books are shredded, bookcases are toppled.
There's a few
There's
pages
just
that are
shit everywhere.
a few pages gently floating down.
Yeah, and then you've kind of got Milia and Comstock. Frinker just stood there going. And,
There's a whole other library through there.
And Drya's like, it's okay. I feel a bit better now. I'm ready to get out of here.
I'll put a hand on Milia's shoulder where she's sitting as well and just say, sorry, girlie, book you might be looking for is not here.
I don't know where that is anymore, but we'll probably
Maybe
have
for
to
the
deal
best,
with the
eh?
consequences in here.
Probably. Well, onward and upward.
Okay.
Just a question, Millie. How long does this last? Because this feels pretty awesome.
Not too much longer, I don't think. 10 minutes.
Ooh.
Long enough to cause some havoc. Perfect.
Okay.
I mean, I put it with the express purpose of the opposite. Not havoc.
Understood. So what is our plan now? I don't think there's much left intact in this room for us.
Looks like these hearts we found you might be able to help us travel through this place. But we're gonna need some other bits.
Maybe go in the other rooms.
Worth a look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep going.
Hey, come down from there, Frinka. It's very disorientating.
Okay. Yeah, I'm coming down.
Okay. So as Frinka kind of appears down with you,
Fringer's been throwing like crushed up spitballs made of paper at like probably Comstock.
except upsettingly, they just kind of fall 15 feet and then like float back up and
Oh, right.
They're just like floating around 50 feet above Constant's head.
Crunched up
Spitballs
pieces of
orbiting.
paper.
They've not got the force to fully go all the way down.
Yep.
So as you begin making your way back through the yellow vortex, you begin emerging back into what you could describe as like the entrance hall. And at the end of this sort of like 40 odd foot long like area, wing, if you will, at the far end in the entrance where you can see Davin, Nock and Bok just kind of stood at
Missing.
the top of a flight of stairs, and
That's about
Davin sort of like jumps as you emerge, Comstock, and do you look like you've been in a bit of a ruckus?
Nothing we couldn't handle, just some crystalline golems. As a word of advice, try not to touch anything crystalline, okay?
One of the goblins looks to you and, we haven't gone this old without that in mind.
Anything to report from in here?
Well, we wanted to go have a little looky look, but Mummy's boy here wouldn't let us stick our heads through any portals. He said it might be dangerous.
Nock, Bok, forgive me for saying, but do respect your leader of our town.
Yeah, all right.
And the two of them just kind of like plod off together.
I just make eye contact with them and just roll my eyes behind Comstock.
The two of them notice it. They in unison like raise their eyebrows in a "I know, right" kind of way. And as they wander up the stairs into sort of like the back half, you can see like they're beginning to approach a statue of a Khan in the main kind of entrance hall, and you notice it doesn't seem to be as much more than anywhere near enough fear as they kind of wander up and like they approach the statue, and you see them just sort of like scrutinizing the architecture and construction of it.
So strong wind that'll topple right over. Oh,
Yes, as the rest of you emerge, Davin looks to you and well, if you found if that yellow vortex took you to one place, perhaps the other three, there's the red, the blue and the green remaining.
Which one do we want to go?
Green.
Cross.
This is my favourite colour.
I mean,
Good choice.
I mean, have you stepped out in your new form yet? Because, yeah.
Yeah,
no.
you guys come in.
Dryden, as you emerge from the portal, like Davin's kind of talking to Comstock, and then like he looks over his shoulder and, oh my god! He yells out as you like come stomping out, and like there's a panicked look on Davin's face as he looks to the other explorers.
It's
like,
coming
and
right for us.
And noticing that Milia probably looks a bit calm in the presence of this Dryadia beast, he just like, is that with you?
Oh, yes, sorry. Don't worry about
I've
that.
got a name, you know.
Don't look it in the eyes, otherwise it might try to eat you.
Yeah, really
Um,
dangerous.
and Davin,
Once again, thank you for the sword. Very much appreciated.
like you see him clenching on his teeth. That's okay, and he like hides behind a nearby pillar. Yeah, as you merge back into the main causeway, what is it you're doing? Frinker, I notice you've gone wanders.
We're going green, right?
I believe that's what Dryadia said.
Whee! Oof.
Oh no.
We got backflips through the portal.
Okay.
Okay. Are you
You
just
coming,
not-
lads?
Ah, mistake!
No, you carry on. This is someone's got to look after Devon, isn't they?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you all begin heading through the green vortex, you emerge in what appears to be a 50-foot wide, perfectly cylindrical room. And as you peer up, all you can see is the underside of a spiraling staircase. But what really catches your attention is the large, swirling column of light and shifting hue that seemingly rises from the floor and travels upwards. The room feels deathly cold. And what this swirling miasma in front of you almost feels like, you can almost feel what it feels like, a light breeze across your skin. For anyone interested, please roll me an Arcana.
Yeah.
Drydia rolls a 14.
Ah.
Galena rolls a 10.
Nah, don't do Arcana.
Yeah, be no point. Comstock trying.
Too cool for Arcana. So,
I know what's going on. I just don't want to tell.
Dryadia,
Hmm.
as you stand there, and as you look up, and perhaps it's your senses which are more finely tuned because of your avatar state, but within the swirling kind of miasma, you can see shapes, like indistinct shapes, and you realize that this is a pillar of mana, and swimming through it are motes of soul energy.
Dang.
And as you look up and you realize that soft kind of wind sound that you can hear isn't that, it's echoes of voices from beyond. And you worry for a fleeting moment if these are the souls of the villagers of Ekabosdir, lost during the most recent fight. Galena, off the back of a 10, you note that this must be the center of the siphoning that's been happening of all the mana through the local region. You've never seen mana so dense you can see it. And the tower stretches up and up and up.
We've got to stop this.
Immediately to Dryadia's left is the start of the stairway. Dryadia, as you take a look at it, you realize that it's approximately 5 foot in width, which means in your current form it would be exceptionally difficult to climb. Comstock, as you kind of step up and begin looking up the stairwell, or sort of like the staircase as it loops round, you also notice that floating kind of casually around this column, this soul column, are a number of floating platforms. The first one appears to be about 10 foot off the ground. The second, which is a bit further away from you, appears to be 20 foot off the ground. And they look like you don't know what's holding them up, but they just seem to kind of gently like hover and float in place.
Well, who's ready for a climb?
I can climb.
Might be worth getting close to those platforms and Galena, maybe
This
having
is the
a look.
worst.
I'm not.
Milia,
Yeah,
your counsel as well would be greatly appreciated.
Never climbed anything in my life.
I mean, stairs? Surely you've climbed stairs before. 1 foot in front of the other and just ignore that sick feeling you get when you start really feeling exhausted about halfway up. Well, that might just be an age thing.
You know, while you guys are talking, Frinker's already halfway up.
Oh, I'm very aware.
Run up the railing, not even the stairs.
Radia, are you going up as avatar form or are you reverting?
I don't think I'm quite ready to revert just yet. I'm having a look at those platforms. Do you think they could support my weight in this current form?
Possibly. It's difficult to say because I mean they're floating, so the laws of physics are by the by at this point.
True. All right, I'm going to try and jump onto one of the platforms. Just straight jump.
That
Roll
seems
me
safe.
and roll me because the first one's 10 foot up, so you've got the oomph to get up. Roll me an acrobatics because you're going to have to land on a 5 foot wide platform.
Yes.
You're going to look like a circus elephant.
18.
Okay, you all watch as Dryadia, like effortlessly, like leap, and then claws come out, and you like land on the first platform, and like your claws wrap around the sides to like hold you on, and you can feel this like this deathly cold kind of moving through your bones as like the soul energy, the soul mana is just kind of washing through you, and for everyone else, like Comstock, you take a look at it and you realize, oh, you can 100% like that thing can hold Dryadia's weight right now, so it can hold anyone. What's everyone else do?
Can Finger climb up too?
I should say, as you climb, so Frinker, you've made your way kind of to the 3 o'clock position. So you're approximately 20 feet higher than where you were. And there's a little kind of outcrop, and you can see that there are a number of crystals, which are kind of various different hues, and they're all kind of glowing in different ways. But peering up, you suppose that there's still at least another kind of 100 foot to go. But as you lean out, look up, you notice that near the top, this column seems to rise up through a hole in a narrower platform, like a smaller platform. And there seems to be something in the soul vortex.
And can I climb up the wall? Or what is the
so the walls are
surface?
made of the same kind of rough crystal, but you know that some distance immediately above your head, you're going to hit the underside of a staircase.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. I don't know how to get up.
We just keep climbing.
Okay. So yeah, the stairwell keeps going, and as Comstock reaches the 6 o'clock position,
I
he
thought the
finds himself-
staircase like joined itself on both sides, but no, it goes.
No, Comstock continues on. So Comstock's at 6 o'clock.
Oh, Comstock, you're so smart. Using staircase, of course.
I needed some cardio, so
I'll stop you
Yeah.
there, Dryadia. What are you doing? And Galena, you are at the bottom of the stairs.
I was hoping to go up with someone else, and everyone just kind of ran off. All right, I'm gonna
I assume Galena's with us.
put a hand on the outside wall and pretty slowly, like, just inch my way up around.
Okay. You've made it 10 foot off the ground.
Oh,
You've
hang
made-
on. Yeah.
You've made it 20
Okay.
foot off
Yeah.
the ground.
No.
All
Wait.
right.
Please
I
roll
get
me
to
a
the middle
wisdom
platform.
save.
I'm gonna have a breather.
Oh, wait. Well, I'm on the wrong map. No, I'm not. There I am.
Is that a
Please.
wisdom save then?
Yes, please.
I'd love to.
Comstock comes back down the stairs like, please forgive me. That is a faux pas on my part.
No.
And Galena is wild-eyed as she's holding onto the wall. She can't see the edge, but that's probably for the best.
Why do you all build up like this? Tunnels are fine.
An odd architecture choice made once that everyone thought looked very fantastic. Again, I
Idiot.
apologize, Galena. Would you like any assistance, or would you like me to continue?
Just while
Can I,
they're deliberating that, I mean, if there's a hole, the essentially, I'm not going to be able to get up this tower without dropping my shape, right?
So you notice that there are a number of platforms kind of over your... There's a number of these floating platforms going all the way up the spire. But you, like, in your... Well, you could squeeze onto the sides, like onto the stairwell, but...
Bear just tiptoeing up.
Effectively, yeah, you'll just be like wall shimmying up the side, giving your impressive girth.
Oh.
I'm going to call back down to Galena and say, if you want to stay here, I'll stay with you.
No, we better go.
I
Be fine.
I think I saw some more crystals up there, if that is an incentive.
There's Crystal.
I saw a desk up there just a second ago. Might have knowledge on it.
I'll just look a little embarrassed and just put my let's see. I guess I'll have to be. I'll put my left hand out for Comstock, the non-crystal one,
Appreciated.
and just be like, "Please don't make this any more awkward than it needs to be."
Of course not.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Comstock, as you and Galena begin heading up, Dryadia, how are you? Are you staying in Avatar form, or are you transforming? Are you using the platforms or the stairs? It's either a Mario jumping puzzle, or a creepy tiptoe.
Yeah. Let's go creepy tiptoe. I'm not dropping shape.
Okay.
I quite like this shape. You know. Keep it for a bit longer.
So it takes you a while to.
It's very undignified.
And I believe we just buried Galena. There we are. So, yeah, Galena, as you like Frinker Amelia, you're waiting patiently for Comstock and like the old folk to make it back up. But yes,
To get up, I just
absolutely.
glare at them with like a "Don't say anything."
Frinker, you see. So there are 3 more platforms, kind of floating around the siphon. But yes, you can see that a bit further up at the 9 o'clock position of the tower is what appears to be a desk of some sort.
Go to desk. Anything to read?
So you notice that there's a couple of kind of scraps and like a couple of tomes that are written in a language I don't believe you have. But a quick glance reveals that it's in Draconic. But yeah, you see that there's a number of kind of like crystals, like mana crystals lying across the desk. The desk itself, you notice, appears to be very kind of lackluster in pallor. Like it seems very... It's a bit difficult to say because of the shifting hue of light coming from the column in the middle. But you notice that the table itself, the desk itself, seems to almost have been drained of its luster.
Okay. I guess she'll call up Galena to inspect.
Sure. in which case, as you call up Comstock, are you leading Galena up?
Yes.
Onwards.
As comfortable as Galena is being led.
Milia, what are you doing while this is happening?
Quietly following behind. I have a semi-out of character question, though. So, Celestial and Draconic, you once said they're basically the same thing?
Yes.
So...
Okay.
When I get up to them
Mhm.
and sort of see the book,
Mhm.
I'm just like... I can read this.
Okay.
Ooh.
You look at these words, and these are divine words of power. Like, fundamentally, it's almost like a spell book, a spell scroll, if you will. You know enough about... You know enough that you're able to intone the words. But bear in mind, obviously, with a spell book, like, you can intone the symbols, but the meaning of them is, in a sense, meaningless.
Yeah. These are divine words, almost as if it was a spell book or something of his. I don't know how I can read this.
Comstock looks to the giant nature bear and then back to Milia. I think we're beyond questioning strange occurrences now, Milia. Maybe fate has put you here to read this. We seem to be
Maybe.
blessed by the world spirits, and maybe you're a blessing by the gods.
I suppose so.
What are these words of power, Milia?
I couldn't tell you. I don't... All I could really tell you is that they are these words of power. I don't know if I know what they are.
I don't think I have any Draconic myself. So. Yeah, wish I could help you out, but I think this one's on you, Mil.
I feel like maybe we should take this with us. It's one less arrow in his arsenal.
As you pick, like, effectively, it's a tome, like a small, relatively slim tome. As you kind of pick it up and close it, everyone roll me a perception check.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
what we do?
20.
7.
18.
Okay. Galena, Milia, and Dryadia are all like all your attentions are Milia and Galena, certainly your attentions are focused on the tome. Dryadia, your focus is on not plummeting 35 feet down this tower.
Half of my focus is also on not plummeting 30 feet down this tower.
That's true. That's true. You got a distraction though, so that's fine. Comstock and Frinka, as Milia kind of picks the tome up and closes it, you notice like a pulse of light ripple up the column, and as the two of you just kind of glance up, it's not that unusual. You notice there are motes of light which are kind of hovering, and like these motes of lights which are just kind of drifting up the stream. But you notice that some of them are lingering. And as the two of you watch as the motes begin to form.
Yeah.
Milia, get behind me!
And
We did it again!
as these ghoulish, ghostly faces sort of like materialize, they look to you with their hands out in a pleading manner. And as they begin floating towards you, we'll grab a quick break.
Ah!
Hey.
See you in a bit!
See you in a bit!
Ah!
Good evening. My name is Carl Dudesh. I play the character Sir Carmichael Comstock in The Explorers of Elsewhere, Year 1. We've been getting a lot of requests for Daddy Comstock fanfiction, and we'd love to oblige you, but unfortunately we just don't have enough subscriptions right now in order to complete this. For every subscription we get, we can add another word to this fantastic work of art and get it out to you, the public. So like, comment and subscribe, and we'll get it done. Good evening and goodbye.
Roll initiative.
Oh. What?
It's a great way to come back.
I'm playing Frinka. Somewhere in the depths of space, we've lost an Anton, but I shall take over Frinka for the meantime.
He got sucked into the portal.
He was sucked into the soul siphon.
Pretty graphic.
So key.
We had to cut it for YouTube.
Right, so as these creatures, as these kind of lost souls begin reaching out to you, Comstock, you notice a number of them begin drifting down from higher up. So one begins floating over but doesn't have the... Well, floats up to you and... Help me! And reaches out for you. 11 to hit.
That is a miss.
Okay. The one next to it.
Is Shield of Faith still active? I think it's been less than 10 minutes, or is this like the last I can use it?
I suspect 10 minutes has been and gone if Addy went on a rampage.
Okay. Happy to lose it.
Okay. In which case, a second one, so the one that was closest to you, begins approaching you and free us. 19 to hit.
That is a hit.
Okay. The spell sort of like latches onto you, and you feel a tug in your chest as you take 9 necrotic damage. Galena.
Yes. I will just mind sliver the one closest to me, I think.
Okay.
Pew pew. It's saving through DC 15 intelligence.
Okay, so the one closest to you rolls a 13 to save.
Magical. Okay. I deal 8 damage.
Okay. And the soul that you kind of fire out a string of mana and just scramble it.
Thanks. Minus 1d4 on its next saving throw, so if anyone's got anything savey,
minus 1d4.
in time.
Attack that on.
And I'm just gonna squeeze up behind my boy Comstock.
Milia.
How can we save you?
Roll me a religion or an arcana check.
Exactly the same for both of them, so I'm going to do religion. 19.
Okay. So you look at these, like, seeing what you're seeing, your heart sinks as you acknowledge that these are truly lost souls. You know, like, you've been brought up on stories that Barahan, the Soul Guide, leads souls from the mortal planes to the afterlife, like to the heavens, and like in a very shepherding kind of way. This is not Barahan's work. These souls are they are the equivalent of young children lost in a labyrinth. There's no way of knowing who they are, where they came from, or where they're supposed to be going.
I'm going to use my turn to make a perception check, if I may. I am looking for the source of the soul siphon.
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
Natty 20!
So, you
Got a
can
good one to
see
get.
that everything's being drawn upwards, right? Like there's a swirl, and they're all kind of drifting towards what you assume is the ceiling. You can't see the ceiling, but they're drifting up. And you notice that, yeah, some distance above you, like some rings around this tower, there is this circular platform that spans the gap in the middle of this stairwell, and the pillar seems to be rising up through it, through some sort of object. You feel like souls are naturally chaotic, like mana is naturally chaotic. It's hard to contain. Normally it has to be crystallized, right? That's what we all know. And yet this stream is relatively well structured up through this spire. And you suspect that whatever that contraption it's flowing through above your head is, whatever it is, that must be what you need to target.
I'm just going to point to it. Is that Sing? I think that's going to be the source of it. I think we need to destroy that Sing.
So, for reference, I will draw your attention.
Oh.
This thing that floats, it's a circular platform that fits within the space of the stairwell, and the pillar of souls seems to be flowing through an object. Galena, as your attention is drawn to it, you realise that whatever that is seems to be stabilising the stream in some way.
Nick.
So, Milia, the perception check was your action. Anything else?
I'm going to start moving up.
Okay.
Need to get to it.
Sure. As you go up, you can see there are a number of ghostly soul-like shapes materializing further up the stream as well. But is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. One of them notices you coming up and begins to uh, 10, 30, begins floating in your direction, but doesn't quite, it's just hovering towards you, moves approximately 40 feet before it stops. Frinka, she says as she runs up and, without breaking a stride, she catches up with you, Milia, knocks an arrow and, shoots. The arrow flies out and it hurtles straight and then starts to wobble and gets blown away by the vortex. And she looks to you and she says, Dryadia, you have your back against the wall. These lost souls have just manifested. Two of them have swarmed Comstock. You see one heading towards Milia. You can see another lurking. There are a number of platforms between them that you might be able to balance precariously on. But for all intents and purposes, where you're having to against the wall, you are squeezing, which necessitates a disadvantage on attacks.
I don't think I've got much choice. I'm gonna drop my shape.
Okay. In which case, as you the floor underneath your feet seems so much more welcoming as you shrink in size.
Cool. I'm gonna head up closer to Comstock and Galena. Do I still get an action if I've dropped wild shape? I think I do, don't I?
You do, yes.
Yeah, cool. Let's have a look. I am going to... Let's see if I can send out a frostbite towards the sort of nearest spirit
Sure.
that's closest to me.
Yeah, the one.
Just this one, I think.
The one that grabbed Comstock.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, so it's a DC 15 Constitution save with a minus D4, thanks to the Mind Sliver. And it rolls a 7. Please roll the damage.
6.
Okay. And as you like hurl it, what does your frostbite look like?
Again, you've sort of noticed that, sort of the spells, instead of sort of coming up through the ground and through her staff, they're more coming from within, and those sort of pearlescent markings again flash as they sort of almost travels from within down her arm through the staff, and then you see sort of like an icy, like just an icy blast emanate from the tip.
Okay. And as your primal magic strikes the lost soul, it disapparates and returns to motes and is sucked back into the siphon. You've moved 15 feet. Any further?
Yeah, go on then. I'll make it to my full.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna move another 15. There we go.
Perfect. Okay. Next up is Comstock.
Comstock's going to look to the one in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Terribly sorry. As he slices it for 16,
That is a hit.
dealing 12 damage.
Okay. And as this, so you've just kind of swatted away the first one as you got clamped by the second. Now that second one's gone, you turn your attention, and with a swing, there's a screech as the lost soul.
Rest in peace. I'm sorry.
As you scan and you see that there are two more souls, roughly, like one's a little bit, approximately 10 foot above you and a little bit away, about to intercept Milia. I mean, you've noticed that Addy was able to be supported by these platforms.
Yeah, it's also a long way down, and I'm not a monk.
If only you were really good at jumping.
Yeah, I know, I'm very good at jumping. I'm very aware of that. However, there is someone he's who doesn't like heights, who he's kind of looking after. And he turns to Galena, is like, I am feeling haste may be needed here. What do you want to do, Galena?
It's fine. Go on.
Yell
I'll
if
catch
you
up.
Yell if you need me. Oh, this is a bad idea, bad idea, bad idea! An attempt to leap to that one over there.
And as your shiny boots gleam and glimmer in the shifting hue of the soul siphon, and Galena, you watch as Comstock, and it belies belief to see him get this much altitude, but he just launches from his, like, squats and launches from his position, and Comstock, as you land square on the platform, and you are face to face with the lost soul.
I'm here to release you! As I attack for 22.
That's it.
Dealing 10 damage.
You slash at it, and it is like it wails in kind of pain.
Don't resist, be released, go to the light!
And sort of like the soul kind of begins flickering in and out of existence, and it turns round and we're lost. Anything else comes on?
Yeah, please don't make this awkward, I feel bad enough as it is. That'll be my turn.
Okay. So on the next round, so where are you? So this one will just hover straight down to join you. So it moves directly down 40 feet. And from above Comstock, it reaches for you. It's only a 10 to hit.
That is a miss.
So you see it sort of like go to sort of like reach for you, but like its arm just seems to be it's like it's struggling against a raging torrent, like a raging current. The next one also drops 40 feet, which would put it there. Okay. Another of the souls moves over and notices Galena straggling at the back. And help me. 18 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay. And you take 11 necrotic damage.
Ow. Okay, as a reaction, I will use my fade away feat.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So, as I stagger backwards, I instinctively throw my hand up, and from the crystal of it, that just moves along the entire of the rest of my body, and I become kind of a clear crystalline Galena that is very difficult to see, and now I'm invisible for a bit.
Okay. So as we pop that in the chat, as you fade away, you turn invisible.
That's a very cool thing.
And so yeah, you feel this sort of like this icy cold like radiate from your shoulder where you've been grasped. You're now invisible. What do you do?
Okay. How far away does that platform look to be at the top?
So you suppose it is about 90 feet further. So, and counting it appears to be about one. Counting squares. So one. About 2 1/4 rotations of this spire.
Cool. Well, that's fine, because 90 feet is all I needed. With that sort of crystalline energy surrounding me, I can feel how this tower is constructed a little, and I just turn sideways and slip myself through reality.
So just to cut in,
yeah.
Are you trying to get up to the platform, yeah?
I would like to, if that's acceptable to you.
Yes. Okay.
Or...
Yeah. So you look and you notice that the floor of the platform is near as damn it 90 feet above the desk. If you stand on the desk and look down that hole in front of you, that will give you just enough elevation to materialize.
Cool. All right, I'll scramble up onto the desk, and I will use vortex warp, slip myself through reality 90 feet away. Up to the top, please.
Okay. Vortex. Or, that sounds very fun. Vortex. Ooh. Yeah. You can choose to fail target. Okay, so you hurl yourself through space and time. Okay. Amazing. So you so there's this moment where you realise to get the height, you're going to have to climb that little bit more onto the edge of this 40-foot drop. And as you steel yourself, like you've gone invisible, you've been rocked a little bit, but as you sort of like take a step, you leap up onto the chair, you leap up onto the desk and kind of do a little bit of a hop. You and appear, like land on solid ground, and you find yourself you can hear sort of like the shouting down below, but in front of you is this large kind of orb-like device which seems to be pulling the vortex through and around it. And you immediately recognize this to be it appears to be stabilizing. It's effectively acting as an anchor to draw this pillar up through the crystalline structure.
Perfect.
For all intents and purposes, it's conducting.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, that'll do me for now.
Okay. Milia.
I'm gonna keep running.
Okay.
30
So,
feet.
you keep going, and you see one of the lost souls sort of like looking out for you, and it's like as you get closer, the facial features start to form into what could be a recognizable shape before they just sort of like pulled away into the vortex, and it's just effectively it's like someone cut eyes and a mouth in cloth reaches out for you.
Like a sheet ghost.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to help. It's going to be fine. And then full action dash, another 30 feet.
Okay. So as you dash, you make it up onto
Here she comes.
the next bit of the spire. So again, as you reach what's effectively like the third layer, you can see 3 more platforms. You know you're approximately 60 feet off ground level. So each rotation is gaining you approximately every 90 degrees of rotation is increasing the height by approximately 10 foot. So as you're making a mad dash, that soul that you ran past takes an opportunity attack at you as it reaches out for you. But misses as you skirt out the way of it.
Stand back. I'm going to help.
The lost soul that you've kind of run away from turns to the one that's just been slashed by Comstock. The soul looks to you, Comstock, and as it goes to embrace you, why? 21 to hit.
Yeah.
For 12 necrotic.
Jeez.
Oh, whack.
Whack indeed.
That's why.
And yeah, it just appears to linger. Frinka, oh, Gommy! She shouts as she jumps in. Ooh! She actually, while it's distracted by you, she Comstock, do arrows work against ghosts?
I'm willing to let you try anything at this point.
Okay! And she shoots it in the back of her head. Knock! She shouts. She hits it. She rolls plus 3d6 because you're stood next to it for sneak attack. 23. 23 damage. And this arrow just phases through it with such velocity that the head just billows out into fog as she does 11 points at half damage, killing it.
Little less gusto, please. Little less gusto.
But why? It works perfectly! She shouts. And
Still damned!
So 15, 25, 30. Hurry up! She shouts. Now's not the time for hopscotch! Dryadia.
Okay, I'm following Milia's lead, and I'm going to move my full 30 feet, which brings me there.
Catch up to Frinka.
And then since it worked quite well last time, I'm going to fling back another frostbite. Which, hang on, let me check on this. Oh, it's 60 feet. It's fine. Yeah, I'm going to fling back a frostbite to the one that's on Comstock.
Okay. Yeah. Roll it up, and I'll do the save.
Yeah, it's a DC 15 Constitution.
The lost soul rolls a 9.
Pew. 10.
For 10 damage. Okay. And Comstock, as you watch as the mana of this soul just sort of seemingly solidifies as icicles, like a morning frost, forms across its shape. And it seems sluggish and slow by comparison. Anything else, Dradia?
Nope.
Okay. Comstock.
Takes a quick slashy slash
Yeah.
at the ghost in front of him.
That's a hit. 25.
Yep. For 7.
And the spirit shatters like glass as you spring your fencer's blade across it.
How far can I jump? Can I reach that one easily?
Oh, I suspect so.
Excellent. Comstock straight across.
So you doom and land on the next platform. You are fundamentally next to a lost soul that's looking up the stairwell at Amelia, that's kind of hugging the wall a little bit further up.
Yeah, he feels rather bad about attacking it from behind, but They want
Sure.
to be released, so 12 damage.
Okay, so as you kind of jump, as you jump through the miasma, you can feel like this. It feels like a slow whirlpool just washing over you, and as you emerge and bring the sword down, there's a as the spirit is disapparated by the blade.
I feel so funky.
As it moves back into the soul siphon.
So I'm going to make loads of Ghostbusters references, I imagine.
That was 20 feet. You've still got 10-foot movement.
And can I reach there with my 10 feet?
I would suspect so.
Oh.
So, Dryadia and Frinker, you watch as Comstock just leaps across his boots gleaming, and then he slashes down one ghost and then springs back up and sort of bounces off the wall to position himself. Anything else?
That'll be all, thank you.
Okay. So, the final Lost Soul begins moving after you, Dryadia. It moves 30 feet laterally, then moves up 10 feet to catch up with you, and sort of like it phases through the railings to kind of grab at your ankles. Don't leave us behind! 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Surely Dryadia is immune to necrotic damage already being technically dead.
Nah, 12 damage.
Oh no. Okay. Cool.
Okay, and next up, Galena, you are near the top of the spire. I should have, and you're probably going to heartily dislike me for this. As you approach, you see that there are two
Excellent.
lost souls hovering near the orb. They haven't noticed you as you are invisible.
Brilliant stuff. Okay. Can I see any? What can I see up here? Is it just a big old crystal orb?
Fundamentally, yes. So there's immediately in front of you is like a 25-foot hole in this platform that the column of souls is rising up through. Floating in the middle is a roughly 10-foot diameter orb. You can see that it's got blue or pink crystal facets across its surface.
Between me and the orb, is that just empty space?
Yes.
Balls.
Yes.
All right.
So you're on the platform you're on is 5 foot wide. There's approximately 7.5 foot to the edge, to the side of the orb. Immediately under your feet is a 130-foot drop to the bottom.
Great. I hate this. Okay. From my research into various forms of crystallomancy, do I have any idea of a good way to quickly ruin this thing?
Roll me an Arcana check.
I shall. When I move my character sheet. There we go. 13.
Blunt force trauma is always good for things like this.
Mm-hmm.
But off the back of a 13, you also realise, you think back to what you read in the library, and there's got to be something in there that you could use.
Okay.
If this can stabilise the flow of souls.
Can act as a stabilizer, but we can't carry this thing.
You suspect that whatever it is will be encased with. So it's effectively a large golden orb with all these kind of crystal bits around it. But much like the archivist, you suspect that there might be something. The core important bit is inside.
Okay, so it's like a Kinder Egg.
Yes.
Great.
Kinder Egg.
Now, how can I get to
Kinder was developed by a bunch of necromancers.
it? Which it might be.
It might be.
Okay, I'm not very well positioned to attack a big orb. You know what? Sometimes if you don't know what to do, you just do something that even you don't understand. So I'm just gonna chug down my old experimental elixir,
Yes.
and hope for the best.
No.
Okay. Let's
I'm just
go
out there, I'm like,
crazy.
Very high. Big or okay. Fuck it. Let's
When
go.
in doubt, chug it out.
Roll
Yeah.
one. Du-du-du-du-du-du.
Wisdom. Okay, so Al's wisdom and
I'm wiser. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done this. And tougher.
And
Okay.
Bear's endurance. Okay, so you've got concentration and wisdom advantage.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. I guess that's my action. Do I have a bonus action I can do that will stop me from being ripped to pieces by ghosts?
Luckily, you are invisible.
Not after the end of my turn, I'm not, my friend.
Aha!
Indeed. I would say I'm primarily in a lot of trouble here, so that's fine. I'll get my little knife out. and
I'll cut
say,
ya.
What have you
Okay.
got yourself into this time?
Okay, and as you quaff the potion, the crystallization from your fade away begins to fade, and you rematerialize.
Love it.
Rematerialize. And the two lost souls turn and notice your.
Ooh, I just
Roll me a
realised I
quick
should have
stealth
2d6 hit points from my bear's endurance as well.
Oh, okay. Yes, add those.
So let's roll that quick. Great. Cool.
2 temp hit points. It could be. It could
Brilliant.
make a difference.
It could. Okay.
I'll add those in for you.
Thank you very much, and I will do a stealthy stealth check because I am certainly not trying to be found. 12.
Neither of the lost souls appear to have noticed you.
Oh, nice. They're
They
idiots.
seem fixated on the orb. Anything
Cool.
else, Galena?
Other than glancing down at Comstock and just being like, oh boy, that probably isn't going to be good for him. No, I'm good.
Okay. Milia, Comstock is immediately behind you as you are at 3 o'clock on the tower.
Yep. Second level cure wounds from Comstock.
Very good.
Appreciate it.
17.
Ooh.
Ooh, that is very good. Thank you.
Just as I see you come up, I just immediately
You can probably hear him coming before you see him, because I imagine
Yep.
he's like full on Steiner at this point. Clank, 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 clank.
You're going to be fine. I'm going to keep going. And I do.
Much appreciated. That's a sizable amount of health.
So 30 takes you round a bit further. Anything else? So where are you? 70 foot. So yeah, you can see that some almost like a rotation and a half above you. Well, you can't see Milia. That's all. You can't see Galena. That's all we'll say.
Okay.
Galena is gone.
Gone forever.
She's lost to us. The lost souls. So the first one.
I'd love
rolls.
to imagine they're trying to discuss how to destroy the crystal. Like, we could hit it with a rock. We can't hold rocks.
One of the lost souls does, in fact, notice Galena as it rolls on its perception, and
boy.
begins floating over, but it's taken long enough that it doesn't get to swing. Frinka. Guys, does anybody know where Galena's gone?
I guess from everyone else's perspective, I got hit by a ghost and just disappeared.
Vanished. Yeah. Should we be worried? She says.
It's Galena. She's probably got it all planned out. Frinka,
What?
do you mind getting that one back there?
Oh, okay. But you told me not to.
I told you to do it with less gusto.
All right, okay.
No, more gusto, more gusto.
She just throws an arrow.
Like, you were up here, now you're all the way down here. I need you to be about here.
I don't know what you want from me!
Kill the ghost! But don't kill the ghost!
You don't help me! Dryadia, what do you do?
I've got a nasty one on me, haven't I?
Yes, you do.
So I am going. Is it within reaching distance of me?
It is, yes.
Okay. I'm going to, as a bonus action, cast Shalagli on my
Shalagala.
staff. Shalagala, and then I'm gonna give it a little hit. Just a little hit. So that's a 16.
That is a hit.
Great, and with the I haven't done Shillelagh in ages. How do we do it? Becomes a D8. There we go. It's the Shillelagh damage, isn't it?
So, yes.
So Shillelagh damage is 5.
5. Okay, wonderful. And you sort of like stab at the lost soul with your spear, and it screams out as it feels like you've pierced a body. As the magic of the staff interacts with the soul's mana. Anything else? Do you want to move?
Can I move without? I'd get opportunity of attack, wouldn't I?
You would.
Yeah, I'm gonna risk it for a biscuit. Why not?
Okay. So as you go, the lost soul. 14 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits. Stupid thing.
For 10 damage.
Oh boy, I am low on health. I'm on 5.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Comstock.
He passes his sword to Frinker a second. Hold this!
But you want me to shoot this?
No! As he pulls a hand axe off his belt. It's like, oh, it's been a while. And 17.
That's a hit. Are you throwing shit at them?
For 7 damage as he flings a hand axe.
Okay, so the hand axe like passes straight through the miasma. It isn't affected because of the weight behind it, and it just sort of like passes through the lost soul and clangs on the far wall. And Frinko, like holding your sword, what did you think that was going to do?
Yeah, that's half the course.
But yes, it takes 3 damage.
Comstock.
Maybe I should not run the sword.
Piss off. Takes the sword, stands here. I'll hold an action to attack the ghost when it appears. And can I only do an action, or can I do an action of movement? Oh shit! I threw my axe. I can't hold an action. But
you can stand in the way. You've got interception and all the defensive stuff.
Yeah, I guess he'll just stand here and wait.
Okay.
Look pretty.
Okay.
I mean, he just does that anyway. That's just. Are you okay, Dryadia?
Hanging on.
Okay.
Stick with me.
As you say that, upstairs, unbeknownst to the rest of you, the other lost soul is still mesmerized by the orb. So the one that's near Galena just carries on it's like a moth staring at a flame. The soul that you just threw an axe at, Comstock, floats up to you, and we don't know where we are. 15 to hit.
That's a miss.
Okay, and you like waft it away. Galena, you are being harassed.
Okay. Galena just looks at the soul that has been sucked out of someone's body, drifting towards her. The vortex of enough power to level a country. Her own hand that is slowly consuming her. And just looks up and is like, what am I doing? None of this matters. Here we go. And I am going to, and feel free to give me a wisdom save for it, gonna try and leap to the crystal and punch it with my crystal hand.
Oh.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
I've already said that the gap was 7.5 feet, which is lower than your strength score. So the jump is automatic.
Hey.
I will give you inspiration. You land on the crystal, and explain to me what's happening.
Okay.
So you land on it, and so the gold kind of ribbing across this thing gives you purchase. So effectively, it's almost like an orb of like stained glass. But as you and sort of like there's a for a moment, and you slide and kind of grab onto one of the gold bars with your flesh hand.
All right. Yeah, I'll just grab one with a flesh hand, and just like channel as much of my weird magical energy as I can into this hand, and just start pounding on the surface of the thing.
Okay. Roll me. So are you looking to like break it?
I just want to break my way in, or really anything to stop the magic from.
So you can either do it with violence, or you can do it with smarts.
Let me see. If I can, ideally, if I can figure out a way to disrupt this, then that'd be a lot better. Because my violence, physical violence isn't my forte.
Sure. Roll me an Arcana check.
All right. 18.
You look. You scrabble. You grab purchase, and you plant your feet so you're kind of stuck on the side of this orb, and directly below you, who is where? Milia, you see movement approximately 60 feet above your head, and you see a little shape like jump out, and you notice you see the flickers of orange of Galena's like top, and you see a boom like land on the side of this orb, and you think, how the fuck did you end up there? And you watch as Galena like looks at her hand, rears back, and Galena, your hand passes through the crystalline pane.
Oh, sick.
On the side of the orb, and you feel like you've just plunged your hand into this like cold, like ice cold water. And with an 18, you root around and you feel something solid between your fingers.
Nice. I'm wrenching that out.
As you pull it out, what looks like another spherical crystal akin to the heart from the golems emerges in your fingers, but as you do, the pane that you put your arm through shatters, shatters, and like a pulse of energy like erupts out now that it's no longer contained. As you sort of like look at this thing, and you feel the vibrations of the siphon around you begin to shake and become more erratic. And the two lost souls who are on the kind of eye height with you, they turn to you and, what happens now? And you watch as they
nobody knows.
You watch them as they fade away, and as you look, you see these motes of light beginning to slowly escape the now more erratic stream. And you hear cracks across the orb as the other panes begin to break.
Oh no.
And the orb, the panes go dim. And the orb falls out from underneath you.
Oh shit. That seems like a problem.
Everyone else, you now watch as a large kind of golden orb hurtles down past you, and Comstock, you kind of as it smashes through the platforms on its way down that you were using as stepping stones, and in this moment you all see like a mote of orange that's getting bigger and bigger as Galena, you begin plummeting 130 feet down.
Can I use my reaction to sort of prepare a jump towards Galena?
So Comstock is preparing to jump. Is anyone else doing anything else?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to think.
I mean, I've got nothing, so...
Are we still like in this sort of initiative or outside now?
Go nuts. Let me know what you want to do within a reaction.
It sounds a bit mad.
Mm-hmm.
But oh gosh, Galena, what's your health?
What an ominous question.
Battered, are you?
I'm doing alright, I'm about half.
About half, okay.
So, well, snapshot decisions. Dryady,
I
what are you
wanted
doing?
to try and cast Thunderwave as she goes past to see if I can essentially push her like into the wall instead of getting the falling damage. But I don't know. Would I think that would be a good idea?
We'll hold that. Hold that split second. Milia, what's your split second?
I don't have a split second. I just
Okay. In which case, Galena, you plummet. Like you feel the world, like your stomach lurch as you plummet down first 30 feet. Milia, you see Galena plummet down a further 30 feet.
I am definitely screaming loudly at this juncture.
At this point, yes, there's no, so all the like you're following in the wake of this kind of golden orb. Next up down the column is it's Comstock first.
Yeah, Comstock, as soon as he starts seeing a fall, he
as the lost soul vanishes, because effectively, for your benefit, Galena is right there.
Yeah, he drops his shield, he drops his sword, he just literally plants his feet on, watches as she goes, and without much of a second thought, casts himself. I can't move, but casts himself towards Galena.
Okay. In which case, Galena, as you as like Galena starts falling, and there's this calamitous crashing as this golden orb smashes through these floating platforms, which are beginning to float away and disengage. And as these motes of like white soul energy disappear off in different directions, Comstock, you realize what's about to happen. And yeah, in that moment, you brace your foot, and as your boots gleam again, you fly out the 30 feet, which you can 100% do with your boots.
Oh.
Roll me an athletics check.
Please do good.
Please do good. 20.
That's quite good.
And you time it in just a way that as she passes, you leap and you rugby tackle Galena in midair, and you knock the two of you a further 55 feet onto the far stairwell. The two of you will take, so you've gone from 60 to 40, so the two of you will take 4 falling damage as you crash onto the far stairwell.
Imagine he's got you right in a hug, and as it clatters, it's like, got you! Oh.
And as you sort of Comstock, you've rotated, so you hit the wall first, and kind of Galena has you as a cushion, but as you crumple down and you struggle to not carry on falling down the stairs, there's like the sound of the golden orb smashing into the floor and kind of cracking the flagstone, reverberating up through the spire, deafens your ears for a moment. And Dryadia, as you sort of like have this thunderwave about to be like you're about to cast a thunderwave before you see Comstock leap. You, Emilia, watch as this neat funnel begins to expand. And what was once a conical funnel heading up you notice that the moats just seem to be kind of drifting outwards and just floating around like fireflies, as the room itself is saturated with a much calmer thrumming of light as these moats just kind of drift gently, and you watch as they begin to move to the walls of the mana crystal and just dissipate in.
As we skid to a halt, the glittering light falling around us and adrenaline coursing through my body, Glenina will kiss Comstock.
Oh!
Sorry.
It's quite alright. Are you okay?
I don't know. We should go.
I'm maybe sitting on a stair, but he puts his hand on your shoulder.
Yes.
We'll talk later.
I think that's good.
Yes.
Okay.
Good job. Good job.
I just get up and I'm like vibrating with adrenaline.
So
Comstock's cracking with age, like, ah! I approved him.
as Frinka, Addy, and Milia kind of, you see the three of them see Comstock and Galena 20 foot like on the other side of the tower, and then Comstock's just like picking himself up. He's got his hand on the small of his back. You hear him as he kind of straightens out.
Bring my soldier shield, please.
But you all notice that in Galena's crystalline hand is another glowing orb. And Galena, as you look up with this sort of like mischievous look of accomplishment, we'll call it there.
Hey.
Yay!
Good place to close it with a nice bit of romance.
Just seemed like the right thing to do at the time.
Aw.
I thoroughly approve. Although the internet's going to go wild now with more sort of like Daddy Comstock crap.
Do not ship.
What'd be Galstock? Cumlina?
Yeah, definitely
Oh, I don't want
Galstock.
Cumlina.
Definitely,
No, no, no,
definitely
Cumlina.
Not the
Galstock.
second one. Galstock, sure.
Galstock.
Oh, what else?
Oh no.
Oh, fuck off.
Dan, can you not? We were having a nice time.
Elsewhere. The howling of wind is all that can be heard as the frenetic scanning of the landscape of the countryside proves fruitless. And Haladradis's features tighten into a scowl as she realizes that she has no leads to find Atrach with. And as she resists the call of despair once again, she opens her eyes and her features soften and slacken as she watches a monolithic blue crystal emerge from Crystal Spine Forest as she recognizes the illusion that was concealing it from her view begin to dissipate. And as her pupils narrow and her hand tightens around her staff, she whispers to herself, "I've got you now, you son of a bitch," as she begins hurtling through the sky towards the now exposed Crystal Tower. Congratulations, everyone, on completing
Yeah.
episode 17.
Oh,
You did it! Go
We did
you! You did it. That could have ended disastrously,
Yay.
couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you all for playing. Thank you for starting the campaign one's first on-screen romance.
hey.
Hey.
So yes, Yeah, thank you for playing. Thank you, most importantly, for watching and or listening. We do stuff like this very, very frequently, don't we?
We do.
We
Very
do.
frequently.
We do.
Frequently.
Very frequently. Contrary to popular beliefs, very frequently. So, if you like what you saw, make sure to hit the like button and comment down below on what you think the ship name for Comstock and Galena should be. You can use some of the suggestions that we've thrown about, but yeah, feel free either way. And also make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon for new notifications of uploads, because we've got actual plays, D&D and otherwise. We've got live streams. We've got Baldur's Gate 3 co-op playthroughs. We've got the lots. We've got the works, and you've got all of our beautiful faces to stare at as well. So, with all that said, thank you once again for playing. Thank you once again for watching and listening, and we will see you next time.
Thank you very much, everybody. Bye.
Bye.